I haven't yet called the Wildlife Removal Service. I'm working on it. I was exhausted today trying to find, which is actually more important because we know they're not going to be able to come like that, and plus we have other things we need to do. I'm not going to get into it, but my mom and I have other things we need to do in this life, okay? Including simply going grocery shopping. So, but anyway, I'm sure they're not going to be able to come the second you call them. Aren't these cute? Can you see them? They're, I would never wear them out, because I don't wear this kind of stuff out, ever. I have to have support when I walk. I wear very supportive sneakers only, unless, you know, I'm going somewhere briefly or out, you know what I mean? Not if I'm going out, but we're giving a whole bunch of stuff to charity, getting rid of it, thankfully, including a bunch of shoes that Auntie gave to my mom a million years ago. My mom never wore a single one of them. They don't even fit her, okay? Now these are not, I don't know what size these are. I doubt they're an 11 because none of those were 11. They were only 10 and 10s. But for whatever reason, they fit me well enough. Just, I can wear them in a video, you know. I can wear them around the house. Seeing as I'm not supposed to be walking in bare feet. And I've been doing it. But like I sarcastically said, we didn't know about the mouse until, I mean, my mom was, she eats stuff, she doesn't use a plate and puts batters her bread or toast on the direct counter, and I even, you know, so it's all disgusting. Me walking around in bare feet, we didn't know about the mouse. We didn't know until I actually saw it. I don't know how long it was here. I haven't seen it since it, I mean, it was what freak thing. I was able to videotape it to such a extent, such a good degree the other night. It was like it was meant to happen. But now I haven't seen it at all. Not one little bit. But it's not out of sight, out of mind. You know. But I have papers been looking for. Important papers. We were looking for my mom's checkbook. I had set aside, I remember everything was chaos. Everything has been chaos. My mom's life, my life, intertwined has been chaos, undeniably, for the last several months, all right? Told you, even even when she wasn't sick, she was approaching it, and luckily nothing happened. You know, we're under a lot of stress, and now, you know, nobody wants to deal with this fucking mouse thing. I was not exaggerating when I said I'm naive. I just never imagined. I knew it was living under the stove, but did I think it was living in it? Not in a million years. Not in a million years. No, I did not. Okay. But anyway, her checkbooks were missing. They came in a Walmart thing for super cheap, and I had them set aside, and I remember saying to myself, oh, I found her thing of checks. Okay. I need to set these aside in a safe place. What did I do with them? I hid them somewhere. But luckily, it took me 6 hours last night. I actually found a loose checkbook, but it was full. It's not like it has one check in it, so it's good. She, you know, she can't pay bills or anything without her checks. Can't pay the wildlife removal service guy or the plumber or anybody without checks. I told you we just got that bill and I disputed it, but talked to the person, and they're like, well, can you give me the exact time that he claims he arrived and left here? Because I was positive it was 2 hours. My mom and I were both here the entire time, and I even said afterwards it was 2 hours. And they were like, no, we just go by whatever the person says. But you sent out a bill weeks later or something, you know, over a weekend. How do I, you know, I said from now on, not even just you, with anybody, I'm going to write down the exact time they arrive and leave and then make them sign it or something, because they could say anything. Not even maybe intentionally, but just absent-minded, or I don't know. Well, they did the right thing, and they did the right thing, because why alienate a customer over, you know, a small amount of money. You know, if she, the person who answers the phone, had said to me, yeah, he said he arrived, but we don't do it that way. We just go by, so whatever the person says, they call you up and say, I was here 3 hours, you go by that, yeah. People make errors all the time. Clearly, we see so many errors made in this life, even ones that end in tragedy. Everyone is human. That woman, I have been leery all along of Ubers and Lyfts and all the crap, simply because I don't like the idea of it can be anybody in an unmarked car, and you know, and you hear stories here and there, horror stories. Well, this is one. It wasn't an Uber driver. It was someone pretending. And this woman's dead. But I thought that Ubers and stuff, but probably people think nothing will happen to me. They did a new thing where you can verify and make sure it really is your Uber driver and not someone pretending, hanging out at bars, waiting for someone who looks like they're looking for an Uber. She's dead. He killed her. She got trapped in a nightmare where she realizes she's going to die. He had a child lock on the back. He came back to the scene of the crime and they found her cell phone and her blood in his car. But he pretended to be an Uber. She got in. It's on surveillance. You see her getting in. It's on camera, which means he did it, but he's gonna get caught. They have your car on camera. So we don't know, but I don't, anyway, that's a fatal mistake. Jazzy, that one in Boston, and the other one who lived and one who got murdered, but why did they go with their captors? We don't know. Or I haven't researched it. But this one, they 100% believe, she believed he was an Uber. And since he's been caught, I mean, he's probably that's we're gonna get proof that that's what it was. She wouldn't have got into his car for any other reason. Especially if she's getting in the back seat. But she's dead. He raped and killed her. But I was leery of Ubers all along anyway, just the idea of it. And then my news had a thing where a lot of people pass the background check that the Uber does, but then don't pass the state background check, but whatever. There are ones that slip through the cracks, right? In this instance, this was not an Uber driver. That's another thing about they can pretend. It's so sad. If her blood was in his car, he must have decided to kill her right there in his car. He liked her being helpless. They said he had child locks on the car, so there's no way she could get away. She was trapped in the back seat while he... Anyway, people make mistakes. People are tired. Don't tell me this guy couldn't have called up and said I was there 2.5 hours when he really was there just 2 or a little couple minutes or whatever. I don't know.